Good morning, listeners, and welcome to the Morning 4 on YouTube. Today is Motivational Monday, so I'm here with some motivational thoughts for you as you get your week started. Of course, you can always listen to the Morning 4 podcast at morning4.com, and that is audio only. But on Mondays and Thursdays, you can also find me here on the YouTube channel where I bring you my Monday motivation and my Thursday thoughts. So wherever you watch or listen to the show, thanks for making me part of your morning routine. And so today is Monday, November 4th, 2019, and it is my daughter Tegan's 5th birthday. So if we're not friends and you don't know me, I don't do so great on my kids' birthdays, particularly the night before. The eve of the birthday is always kind of a sad time for me, sort of just the marching of time. I think about the year before, the years before that. Doesn't matter if it's a milestone birthday or not. I always have a rough time the night before. By the morning, I feel a little better. I've kind of come to a term of acceptance, and I'm able to move forward. Plus, the excitement of the birthday itself usually keeps me from feeling too bad the day of. So I'm doing okay today. But it is a milestone birthday for my daughter Tegan, and I talk about that on the audio podcast today. And I also wrote a blog post about it on my site today, mumblingmommy.com. That'll be in today's show notes if you want to read it. But turning 5, of course, is a milestone birthday, and it's a big milestone in our house because it is our last child of 5 kids turning 5. So, there's just all these things that signifies, right? That it's the end of early childhood, basically, in our house. Nobody else is going to be a baby or a toddler or a preschooler after this one. So turning 5 to me is a huge milestone. And of course, every milestone age she hits will be the last for the baby of our family. So if you keep watching this show and listening to this show, you're probably going to hear and see more of that in the coming years, of course. But that leads me to today's Monday motivation. So every Monday, I try to give you a task, something to keep you motivated, and specifically motivated to stay positive during the week. So today, I want to charge you this week to really focus on embracing the things you cannot change. So I want you to think about that just for a second. Those things in your life that you cannot change, that perhaps you didn't choose. So for me, I can't change that Tegan turned 5 today. That's just the march of time. That's just how it goes. And I wrote about this in my blog post today and talk about it on the audio. I also was unexpectedly pregnant with Tegan when I became pregnant with her, and pretty upset when I first found out because I already have 4 kids and I just was surprised, and all of those things kind of led to some feelings of I don't know if resentment's the right word, but something like that. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe my body's going to go through this again, and there's going to be another kid in our house. But at some point, I learned to embrace that. That was something that was going to happen, whether I was happy about it or not. So I really tried to change my attitude to one of gratitude and positivity for this gift of life, the gift of fertility, and that made, a huge difference. So this week, each day, so 5 times total each weekday, I want you to write down one thing maybe bugging you or that you don't love, but that you can't change, that you need to embrace. So maybe it's a new task at work that your boss asks you to do that's maybe not your favorite, and so you go into it with resentment or bitterness every time you have to do it. Maybe it's an illness in your family. Maybe you're sick. Maybe one of your children is sick. Your spouse is sick. Your parent is sick. Something you didn't choose that, obviously comes with some sadness. And even though those feelings are valid, how can you embrace that thing that you can't change? Maybe you're sitting in a traffic jam and you're going to be late to work or to school or to meet a friend. How can you embrace that? Because you can't change it. You can't fly over the tops of the cars. You can't make that traffic jam go away. So how can you embrace that thing and make it a positive in your life? So I want you to write one thing down each day this week. Maybe it's something very specific that happens that day. Someone being rude to you at the coffee shop. How could you embrace that for positivity? Maybe it's wider scale. Like I said, maybe someone is sick in your family, or there's some tension somewhere, or a friend of yours isn't wanting to be your friend anymore. What are the positives there? How is your life perhaps better without that person in it? So I want you to Write one down each day this week and then really actively try within that day, and of course within the whole week and your whole life beyond that, how to really embrace that thing that you can't change. So that's my Monday motivation. I hope you'll have lots of things that you can embrace this week and that you come out ahead on Friday and think, you know what? I feel better about those things, even if it's just a little bit. Perhaps you'll feel better about them, and it will make doing those things and living through those things that we can't change a little more positive and a little better. So thank you and have a wonderful week. And I'll see you back here on Morning 4 YouTube on Thursday for my Thursday thoughts.